The second thing that you mentioned after the ascendant was the sun and the moon.
Right.
Now, I know there's the sun sign and the moon sign.
Right.
And sometimes when on Instagram, you see a lot of reels for certain signs when people are talking about them or making predictions. I want to ask them, 1 second, are you talking about the sun sign or the moon sign? I'm confused which one you're talking about. Will you quickly tell our audience what's the difference between a sun sign and a moon sign?
Right. Okay. So in Vedic astrology, we give a lot of importance to the moon sign. Unlike the Western astrology culture, I remember, 30, 40 years ago, we had Linda Goodman's talking about sun signs. There were books with, big bold font saying, what is your sun sign? That sort of stuff. I know that we've all been influenced by that culture. So Vedic astrology looks at it very differently. Okay. Sun sign is what I told you right at the beginning, that it's like the king of the kingdom. If sun gives an order, the rest of the planets will follow.
Right.
If the sun is not in alignment with something, you will not get that in life, no matter how much an astrologer says, oh, you have fame in your life, you have
Raj Yoga
and all. But if the sun is not placed right, no matter what Raj Yoga you have, it will not fructify. So this is something that we really have to be very careful of when we are trying to do that heart surgery on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So the sun sign is going to tell you, firstly, what your lineage is, what your ancestry is. Why? Because sun is light. And what is Vedic astrology? We call it Jyotish.
Right.
So light of God. Jyot is light. Ish is Ishwar, light of God. And what is the light for us? It's the sun. Sun had not been there, none of this would have been there. We won't be playing this game, this Maya. You and I won't be sitting here living our lives, right? So sun will tell you what your ancestry is, what your lineage is, where are you coming from. The other thing that sun is that because you have a certain lineage, you have a certain view of yourself.
Correct.
Had I been born in a royal family, I have a certain view of myself. Had I been born in a family that has done a lot of physical labor, my view is that I know I wake up in the morning, I know I have to go and do some physical labor in order to, earn my living. So sun allows you to have that opinion about yourself, and that's why we say that it's your self-esteem, your confidence, all of that. Sun is also your father, the big patriarchal influence in your life, while sun is the masculine aspect of our being, and don't take me on the genders as such, but it is that the static aspect of our life, like how we say in Sanskrit, the Purush and the Prakriti.
Like Shiva, consciousness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Moon, again, is ancestry, but moon is also memory. So memory from different lifetimes, past lives. Memory also of this lifetime. Oh, we had a fight, you hurt me, I was emotionally hurt, I've not still gotten over it, right?
Right.
So it also, in a way, in the modern vocabulary, it stores my traumas, it stores my, grudges, envy, ups and downs of emotions, all of that. Moon is then my mother, my gentler influence or my Shakti influence at the same time, right? The Prakriti influence of my life. What has shaped me to a huge extent. So my emotional response. You hit me, but what is my emotional response? Do I hit you back? Or do I feel hurt and do I go into all of that? Moon is storing it constantly. In Vedic astrology, we need the sun, we need the moon, because the DNA is a combination. You're not just born out of your mother and you're not just born out of your father. You're born out of that combination.
Right.
And that combination has to be just right. So in astrology, we say that not that your parents were just right in the moment and they conceived you and you were born. No. The sun and the moon were in perfect alignment in the cosmos to give birth to you. So sun will tell you where your power lies and also how will you burn karma, because it's your lineage baggage, right? The karma of your ancestors, you're here to fulfill that, right? But how will you fulfill it? You will fulfill it with a positive mindset, a pleasant mindset. You will have some sort of emotional responses to it. You will be in power, not be in power. All of that, moon. So they go hand in hand.
Right.
I can't walk through life with just one being in power, the other not being in power. So you will see people who don't feel completely aligned, are confused, are lost, don't know what to do. What's the next step? The moon and the sun are not in alignment, right? The moment that happens, maybe in some dasha, maybe in some phase, that's when rise happens.
Right. It's very important for our audience to know their sun sign and their moon sign, it's not one versus the other, because each sign will tell you different things about your own self.
Absolutely.
What I'm taking back from this is, whenever a Vedic astrologer puts up a reel on Instagram talking about, this is what is going to happen for this sign, it's always easier to assume that they're talking about the moon sign.
I won't assume, because depending on the astrologer.
Right.
So let's say I'm an astrologer who's more sun aligned, right? I make predictions through the sun.
Right.
It could be a Vedic astrologer, not a Western astrologer. Or I could be an astrologer who's more moon aligned. I feel, especially in the pop culture, when you're putting these Instagram posts, you should mention.
This is for the Vedic astrologer. Please, any astrologers, tell us, are you talking about the moon sign prediction? Are you talking about the sun sign prediction? Make it easy for me, please.
Yeah. Because also you're catering to the world at large.
Yeah.
Some people know what they're reading. Some people don't know what they're reading.
Yeah.
There's so much scope for confusion.